Have you ever been scrolling through your social media feed, just relaxing, and then bang, an ad pops up?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
And it's promising something absolutely, revolutionary, something that sounds almost too good, like a miracle solution, maybe?
They know how to grab your attention.
Exactly. We've all seen them. They're designed to tap into our hopes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Make us think maybe this one is the real deal.
Right. The answer you've been looking for.
Well, today, that's exactly what we're doing. We're diving deep into one of those. It's a product called Peaka GLP-1.
Ah, yes. GLP-1. That's a big buzzword right now.
It really is. For anyone not familiar, GLP-1 is glucagon-like peptide 1. It's a natural hormone, helps regulate blood sugar, appetite. It's what those popular prescription drugs target.
Exactly. Very powerful stuff.
And this product, Peaka GLP-1, it's been popping up everywhere online, social media, ads. So our mission today, let's unpack the claims. We're using a critical review to really see what's behind the hype.
Good plan.
Yeah, the goal is to pull out those nuggets of insight that help you evaluate these kinds of things in the future. Not just this product, but any online health ad, really.
So you can spot the red flags yourself.
Precisely. Now, Peaka GLP-1, on the surface, it looks pretty appealing. They market it as a natural supplement, and it promises this, like, trifecta of benefits. Weight loss, help with diabetes, better heart health.
The big three health concerns for many people.
Absolutely. That initial pitch alone is pretty powerful, you know?
It definitely taps into real needs.
So, okay, let's get into what Peaka GLP-1 actually is, or, well, what it claims to be. It comes in these little capsules. They call them Essence Liquid Pearls.
Essence Liquid Pearls. Sounds quite fancy.
Doesn't it? And the ingredients list is quite something. They claim it has GLP-1 itself, NAD+.
Like people linked to anti-aging and energy?
Right. Then moringa, apple cider vinegar, and keto BHB.
Wow. It's like a greatest hits of trendy wellness ingredients all rolled into one.
Exactly, like they just picked everything buzzing online. But here's the real kicker, the biggest selling point.
Okay.
They position Peaka GLP-1 as a natural over-the-counter alternative, an alternative to prescription GLP-1 drugs like, Ozempic or Wegovy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So the effectiveness of those major drugs, but without the hassle.
That's the claim. No doctor, no prescription, presumably cheaper, easier access. It's presented as this simple fix for some really complex medical issue.
Right, bypassing the whole medical system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that promise, it sounds fantastic, but it also immediately makes you wonder, right? Especially if you know anything about how regulated these medications are.
Absolutely. It sounds great on the surface, but that's exactly where we need to start digging.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, that very promise. The simple, over-the-counter fix for serious health conditions. That's where the critical analysis really kicks in. It hits that desire for easy solutions, doesn't it?
Yep.
But as soon as you look past the marketing claims, you start seeing some, well, pretty major red flags, especially when you think about U.S. law and health products.
Okay, like what?
Well, here's a really key thing for you to know. If something's sold as a supplement, claims it can treat, cure, or prevent a specific disease, that's a huge warning sign right there. Under U.S. law, supplements just aren't allowed to make those kinds of medical claims. So when Peaka GLP-1 straight up says it treats diabetes or obesity, it's crossing a line. A big one.
So it's acting like a drug without being approved as one.
Pretty much. It's making claims that only approved drugs are allowed to make. Knowing that rule alone helps you filter out a lot of questionable products.
That's really useful. What else?
Well, beyond those direct claims, there's also this attempt to make it seem like they've got official backing.
Like endorsements?
Exactly. They
Right.
try to imply they're endorsed by the FDA, other big health organizations.
Yeah.
But, well, it's just not true.
They haven't actually got those endorsements.
Nope. And what's kind of bizarre, as the source we looked at points out, some of the endorsements they list aren't even from U.S. agencies.
Really? That's weird.
It is. It's misleading, especially for U.S. consumers. It's a classic misdirection tactic.
Yeah.
So the insight for you here is always double-check claims of endorsement. If something says it's FDA approved or whatever, pop over to the FDA website yourself. Takes a minute.
And you can quickly see if it's true or not.
Exactly. It reveals this pattern of trying to look more credible than they are. Undermines trust, doesn't it?
It really does. That point about legitimacy and fake endorsements is crucial. And, often these products with shaky legitimacy, they also make claims that are just, well, way over the top.
Yeah.
Especially with weight loss.
Oh, it felt.
The claims here are just Wow, they say things like lose 10 pounds with one box. Okay, that already sounds fast.
Pretty rapid.
But then it gets wilder. They claim you could lose 120 pounds with 10 boxes.
120 pounds? Seriously?
Yeah. I mean, just think about that. 120 pounds. Potentially super fast. It's presented like this magic wand for weight loss.
And that kind of promise, it's not just unrealistic, it's actually dangerous.
How so?
Well, losing weight that incredibly quickly isn't safe for most people. It can lead to all sorts of problems, nutrient deficiencies, electrolyte issues, gallstones, even serious heart problems.
Wow, okay.
And beyond the physical risk, it just sets people up for failure. Huge disappointment. When those impossible results don't happen, and they almost certainly won't.
You feel like you failed.
Exactly. You lose motivation. Maybe you start distrusting real health advice. It can really mess with your relationship with your body and health. It's a damaging cycle.
Yeah, I can see that.
So for you listening, it's so important to know the difference between healthy, sustainable goals and these kinds of quick fix promises that could actually harm you physically and mentally. Real change rarely happens overnight with some magic pill.
Right. Safety, sustainability. It's not just about whether it works in the short term. And that distinction, it gets even clearer when we look at the science they claim, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Beyond the hype and the red flags, you have to ask, how is this stuff supposed to work anyway? Which brings us to the science bit.
And this is where it fundamentally falls apart, based on basic science. The core issue is how they say these capsules work. They claim the pills are just as good as prescription GLP-1 injections.
Okay.
It's a huge scientific leap. Prescription GLP-1 drugs, yes, they work incredibly well. But they have to be injected for a reason.
Why is that?
Because GLP-1 is a peptide. It's made of amino acids like a protein. If you just swallow it, your stomach and digestive system do their job. They break it down.
So it gets destroyed before it can even work.
Pretty much. It gets digested like food protein. It won't reach your bloodstream intact to have the intended effect. Injecting it bypasses that whole digestive breakdown process.
So the delivery method is key.
It's absolutely critical in pharmacology. So the scientific insight here is this. If a known injectable drug suddenly appears as an oral pill, especially if it's a complex molecule like a peptide, your first question should always be, okay, how exactly does this pill survive digestion and get absorbed effectively?
And do they have an answer for that?
Well, there's no solid, credible evidence presented that suggests this kind of simple oral supplement can actually deliver GLP-1 effectively. None.
So it's not just a small detail missing.
No, it's fundamental. It's either a massive misunderstanding of basic biology and how drugs work, or, well, it's deliberately misleading. You're basically being asked to believe a pill works like an injection without the injection part.
Which defies the known science.
Exactly. It requires you to just ignore basic scientific principles. That should be a giant red flag for anyone looking at these claims.
Okay, so if we pull all this together, the illegal medical claims, the fake endorsements, those crazy weight loss promises, and now this fundamental scientific problem with how it's even supposed to work.
Yeah.
What's the bottom line here? What's the final takeaway on Peaka GLP-1?
The bottom line, looking at the critical review, is pretty clear-cut. This product is just full of misleading, exaggerated claims. It's designed to prey on people's hopes.
So
the source is blunt. It concludes it is a scam. It's not just unlikely to work as promised, it's presented deceptively.
Right.
It is absolutely not a trustworthy or safe substitute for actual medical treatment, period.
So what should people do?
If you're genuinely trying to lose weight or manage diabetes or improve heart health, please talk to a doctor, a real healthcare professional.
Stick to the proven stuff.
Exactly. Stick with proven, evidence-based options that are known to be safe and effective for you. And the general advice, which this whole thing just screams, is be so cautious about anything online that sounds too good to be true.
Because it probably is.
It almost always is. Hopefully, this deep dive gives you the tools to see through these kinds of claims yourself next time.
Yeah, I think it does. This has really highlighted why we need to look past the shiny packaging and the big promises. The review of Peaka GLP-1 gives us some key things to remember, doesn't it? First, watch out for supplements making direct medical claims treating or curing diseases. That's a red flag. Second, always check those endorsements yourself. Don't just take their word for it.
Takes 2 minutes online.
Third, be instantly skeptical of crazy, super fast results, especially for weight loss. Usually unsafe, always unrealistic.
Right.
And finally, understand that how a substance gets into your body matters. If a pill claims to do what an injection does for complex stuff like peptides, Demand real scientific proof.
Basic scientific literacy goes a long way.
It really does. These aren't just points about Peaka GLP-1, they're critical thinking tools for navigating all the health info online. We hope you feel a bit more equipped now,
Yeah.
Approach things with healthy skepticism. Look for those red flags. Which leads us to kind of a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. In this digital age, right, where these ads are everywhere and sometimes look just like real news or information.
Yeah, it's getting harder to tell.
It really is. So the question is, what specific practical strategies can you use day to day to consistently tell the difference, to sort the trustworthy health advice from these really elaborate marketing schemes?
That's a great question to keep thinking about. How do we stay critical and informed?
Exactly. Something for all of us to consider as we keep navigating the online world.